My award-winning husband cheated with a famous actress, and now rumors say she's pregnant. But our private doctor already told me he can't have kids. Looks like the betrayer eventually gets betrayed too. Not long ago, Mike, who's secretly married to me, made the cover of Trendsetter magazine as the youngest award-winning actor. A reporter asked if he had any plans for dating amidst his career. Mike paused, then responded with a faint smile. I'm in a stable relationship now. The topic exploded online, with gossip reporters buzzing around like flies. While speculation was rampant, one media outlet dropped a bombshell. The award-winning actor Mike and famous actress Cindy were caught dating, holding hands in public. Cindy was spotted at a private maternity hospital. Another child is joining the entertainment circle. I thought my husband wanted to go public with our marriage, but turns out, I'm the cheated one. I have a stubborn temperament. I once pretended to be a struggling student to work on a film set, met Mike, and fell head over heels. We had a flash marriage behind my family's back. To have more in common with him, I even forayed into the entertainment industry. I acted in a couple of dramas, but they barely caused a stir. Now, tossing and turning, I finally realized that my family was right all along. I never should have entered the entertainment industry, or married this man. Enough. Maybe I should just go back home, and inherit the family business. Just then, my phone rang. Instinctively, I reached to answer. A refined male voice spoke on the other end. What's up, Amy? It was my manager, Daniel. Well, also my biological brother, Daniel. He's an M Group shareholder, but since he's usually free and worried about me, he just became my head manager handling my work. Normally, he'd have his staff contact me. He never appeared in person, so no one knows our relationship. I'm really tired. Can you cancel all my upcoming work? Finally want to go home. Daniel's tone heightened in surprise. Don't want to be a big star anymore. The world is too dark, and people are too deceitful. I don't want to try anymore. Great, you finally got it. If you want to go home, I'm here. I'll check your schedule. We can probably cancel everything, but half a year ago, you signed up for a variety show. It's a bit tricky on my end to handle, so you'll have to deal with it yourself. His words jogged my memory. After a moment, I recalled this live variety show called A Longed-For Day. It's about various guests from different circles enjoying a slow life away from the city in the countryside. Thinking back, I, Amy, was so full of ambition to make waves in the entertainment industry. Now, can I just pay a penalty for the breach of contract? I slumped on the couch and let out a long sigh. Of course, you can pay. But are you sure it's reasonable for a small-time actress to pay such a huge penalty? If the news gets out, people can easily trace back to find out you're the heiress of M Group. Daniel's voice on the other end sounded uncertain. Do you want to expose your identity? Though I decided to leave the entertainment world and head home, I don't want to flaunt my identity. Fine, it sounds easy enough. Daniel and I reached a consensus. I'll just treat it as a fun trip, and then slowly fade out of showbiz. After hanging up, I searched for A Longed-For Day. A few seconds later, I rolled my eyes dramatically. Just my luck. The first piece of news read, rumor has it that famous actress Cindy will join the live variety show A Longed-For Day. The show takes place in the countryside, which is far away, so a few of us guests will travel by bus. Cindy, due to health reasons, requested to go separately in her own car. Overall, the bus ride was quite laid back for everyone else, but not for me. I keenly sensed that all the guests subtly avoided interacting with me. Even my personal camera operator wouldn't communicate with me. Did I break some unspoken rule? Since we were always live, I'd have to wait to understand why after the cameras were off. Sure enough, Cindy had likely warned the show staff about me. After we got off the bus, we transferred to a boat heading to an island, where the staff awaited. Shortly after, Cindy arrived too. She seemed to want to intimidate me, giving me a sidelong glance, then walking past me with a snort. Shall we pick our rooms first? The assistant director yelled, but before that, please hand over any personal belongings you brought. The guests groaned. Why didn't they inform us earlier? I frowned. These variety shows always love making guests start empty-handed, trading chores for essentials and food. I tossed my new Chanel handbag into the box. The next second, an identical handbag appeared in my view. What kind of household are you from, carrying the same bag as me? Cindy sneered, pulling a mocking smile. Her personal manager chimed in from the side. Amy, this bag's color looks so dull. It's probably a fake. Cindy followed the lead, shaking her head with faux sympathy. If you knew you'd be on the show, why didn't you dress more decently? Don't flaunt fake goods. Well, what can you say? Low-class people have no taste. With her manager's backup, Cindy was pleased. She picked up my bag, looked it over, then threw it back with disdain. Don't be upset. I'll give you 10 designer bags in a few days. Just stop using fakes, okay? Laughter and snarky comments rippled through the crowd. I tilted my head, recalling the greeting letter from Chanel headquarters to my mother, and could not help but twitch my lips. Fake. Chanel's PR department was driven to tears by you guys. The next day, I got up and went through my morning routine as usual. I didn't pay too much attention to this matter. I was busy thinking about how to stay low-key on the show. After all, the production team told me not to stand out too much. Whether they did it on purpose or not, it was exactly what I wanted. I could just stay low-key for this show and then leave the entertainment circle and go home. At that time, I can enjoy the ocean views in the Maldives in the morning, soak in hot springs in Costa Rica at noon, cruise the Champagne Canal in France at night, and even pick a diamond at Harry Winston's headquarters. Eating at the most expensive Michelin restaurant in New York. Sounds awesome. Let's do this. The wonderful imagination made me so happy that I ate 2 extra bowls of rice before I knew it. Soon, the afternoon's task was announced. Fishing with nets. All the guests had to pair up and compete to see who could catch more fish. Unfortunately, I ended up paired with Miss Cindy, and my good mood instantly evaporated by half. I went to the props team to collect a small fish basket. Just as I was about to set off, I overheard the assistant director talking to a staff member. To avoid any danger to the artists, the staff were asked to help her with everything, even transporting the caught fish back to the base. So only Miss Cindy would be in danger, while I didn't matter. I snickered, grabbed my fish basket, and rolled my eyes. When the task ended, I naturally didn't win against Cindy's help. How to relieve worries. Only watermelons will do. The break room is always a gossip hub. I scooped a bite of crunchy sweet watermelon and listened intently. The assistant director was never so nice to other artists. Did he suddenly change? Maybe Cindy is a rising star, and he's afraid to mess with her. By the way, don't you think Cindy has put on some weight? Are you saying, yes, she's pregnant, right? Oh my god, she really is dating Mike. They even have a kid now. I thought it was just rumors online. Just as I was eavesdropping on their gossip, someone suddenly slapped my shoulder hard. It was the assistant director. Ever since the show started, he couldn't stand me and always looked for a reason to criticize me. If it wasn't my improper attire, it was about me getting my lunch too late, or me staying in the break room blocking Cindy. Why aren't you outside helping? What are you doing here? I rolled my eyes. Assistant director, please understand, I'm a signed guest, not someone you can boss around. The assistant director was at a loss for words. He wanted to argue, but noticed the camera, so he just glared at me and walked away. That afternoon, a scandal erupted on social media. Sharp-eyed netizens spotted flaws in Cindy's purse from yesterday, and it was confirmed as a fake. Then, someone dug up that she had worn fake haute couture on the red carpet. Public opinion was in an uproar. Cindy's rich girl persona took a hit, and the show's atmosphere turned weird. What are you all doing? Cindy's piercing scream echoed through the whole production crew, who all stood shivering like quails. It's some scheming person spreading slander online to tarnish your image. Her manager fanned her with a desk fan, flattering her. I don't know where they got the nerve. Don't treat me like a fool. If this keeps blowing up, my image will be ruined. Get me some PR, now. I carried my half-eaten watermelon, silently approaching like a ghost. All the staff had a stunned look, seemingly thinking I was going to scold them for implying things. The place fell silent. I put on a solemn face. Excuse me. Then I stretched my hand toward Cindy's manager, boldly. That fan is mine. One wave subsided, another arose. Cindy decided I was behind this and was determined to outshine me. The next day, she called Mike to the set. Mike clearly didn't know I was a guest on the show. When he saw me, his face immediately darkened. Why the face? Geez. As if I want to be around my cheating ex-husband. Seeing Cindy and Mike holding hands, the crew got lively. Hello, thank you for visiting. It's an honor to have you here. The staff bent over, practically licking his boots. So Cindy and Mike are really a couple, huh? Good-looking pair. Cindy gave me a taunting look, seemingly implying something. It's mutual love. These are the snacks and coffee truck he brought. I told him not to, but he insisted. Cindy smiled the friendliest smile, and handed coffee to several staff members. I nodded blankly. How thoughtful. After people dispersed, Cindy came closer. Amy, it's settled. Mike and I are happy now. Your online slander can't change that. She tapped the table with 2 fingers, challenging. Fighting me won't end well for you. Think carefully. After a brief pause, I dramatically grabbed her hand, making her stagger. I ignored everyone, passionately saying, you're such a perfect woman. I look so inferior next to you. I know you two are the best match, and wish you a lifetime of happiness. Then, looking heartbroken, I left for the break room without looking back. There's no point arguing with two annoying, petty people. Half my watermelon is still waiting for me. As I was enjoying it and zoning out, the gossiping staff started again outside the curtain. Are Mike and Cindy really together? Haven't you been online? They said Cindy is already pregnant. Really? Mike's? Of course. Seems like they've been together a long time. Maybe he came to the set to make it public. Whoa, that's big news. There's more. Didn't Cindy and Amy not get along? I just saw Cindy confronting Amy in front of Mike. No wonder they don't get along. Is Amy the mistress? Did Cindy bring Mike to show her dominance? That's possible. Keep your voice down. Don't let anyone hear. Their storytelling skill is impressive, instantly putting me as the mistress. They imagined me forcing Cindy to make her relationship public. Seriously, are you guys determined to disturb my peace? Phone rings. Amy, what's going on? You've been trending at #1. My brother sounded shocked, his voice cracking. Weren't you supposed to stay low-key? This is getting a bit too loud. I didn't mean to. Want me to handle it? No need. I'll take care of it. After hanging up, there was a rapid knock on the door. The assistant director burst in with the contract, yelling at me with a harsh tone. How dare you lounge around here with such a scandal? Do you have any idea how many viewers we're going to lose because of this? I twitched my lips slightly. With this kind of buzz, shouldn't you guys be grinning from ear to ear? The assistant director was inexplicably furious, nearly blowing the roof off with his rage. Don't talk back to me. The contract clearly states that if the second party damages the first party's interests, we have the right to terminate the contract. I'm here to notify you to pack your stuff and leave by tomorrow. With that, the assistant director slammed the door and left without giving me a chance to explain. Fine. I didn't want to waste time on this variety show anyway. This just gave me a perfect excuse to terminate the contract. I packed my bags and rushed back to my penthouse apartment. I messaged Daniel to share the good news. I just regained my freedom. Even though I got a rolling eyes emoji in response, it didn't dampen my happiness. When I got home, I opened Facebook. The trending topic was glaringly obvious. After those few staff members spilled the beans, Cindy accidentally liked a post, which pushed the tag about Amy getting involved in the movie star's relationship with the actress to the top of the trending list. Instantly, a crowd of netizens started feeling sorry for Cindy. This woman, really? Can't she hire some professionals? I shook my head helplessly. For the next 3 days, not only was I bombarded with doubts from all sides, Cindy's fans also demanded my withdrawal from the entertainment industry on social platforms. They even got my number and started repeatedly calling to harass and insult me. It was unbearable. Fine, if they want a fight, I can't be blamed for hitting back. I quickly clicked on the trending topic, chose a picture, and made a Facebook post. Then, I tossed my phone aside and enjoyed a high-end glass of wine, savoring the view from my floor-to-ceiling windows. One post stirred up a storm. The photo of my divorce agreement instantly turned the tide of public opinion. Comments flooded in, everyone in shock, questioning what had happened. Amy and Mike had been together for so long. Isn't Cindy the mistress then? Case solved. Comparing Amy and Mike's divorce date with the exposure date, Cindy is definitely the mistress. Amy must have divorced Mike after finding out Cindy was pregnant. Did anyone watch their variety show? Who remembers the incident with matching bags, where it turned out Cindy had a fake one? Cindy sure has a questionable character. Heard she even mocked Amy on the spot. Why blame the girl when Mike cheated? Finally, netizens united, not only storming their comment sections, but also pushing Mike scumbag and Cindy mistress to the top 2 trending spots. Mike quickly posted an apology, thinly veiled with accusations that I infringed on his rights by leaking the divorce agreement without his consent. The show team followed his lead, criticizing my performance on the show. If I remember correctly, weren't you guys happy to set me up as a foil to Cindy? Now you're biting back. Some staffers, possibly feeling guilty, secretly leaked that the program had terminated my contract. With this news, public outrage grew. Ironically, my follower count doubled after this incident. Fans made cut edits of my performance in the show, even searching for glimpses of me in other guests' footage, claiming they loved my persona of sneaking off to eat watermelon and gossip in the restroom. Sharp-eyed netizens discovered, from camera clues, the conspiracy between the assistant director and Cindy against me. As the last 2 episodes' popularity soared, many casual fans united to boycott the show for forcing me out. I hadn't said a word, but someone couldn't sit still any longer. The scumbag call on my screen felt like a blast from the past. After a moment's thought, I answered seriously, "Can you stay out of my life? Let's meet and talk." "About what? Cindy's baby due date, or your death date?" "What did you say?" "Cindy is pregnant. At least have a bit of maternal instinct. How can you push someone this far?" My eyes widened like copper bells. I was shocked he could spout such shameless words. I clearly underestimated his blatant audacity. To deliver a knockout punch to this jerk, I agreed to meet. "Mr. Mike, the truth is always harsh. Please bear with it later." When I arrived at the cafe, Mike was already waiting. A weird feeling surged in me. What did I even like about Mike before? He's really ordinary. Maybe love truly blinds. I walked up and sat down calmly. Mike started, "Can you let Cindy go?" His first sentence stunned me. I had all sorts of question marks floating in my head. What had I done to her? "I know. Those comments were from accounts you bought. You want to sign back the contract and force Cindy out of the show." He leaned back, looking as if he had me all figured out. "Can I be honest? You two truly deserve each other with all your drama. Everyone in the world is out to get you guys." Huh. He raised a hand to cut me off. "We're both in the entertainment circle. Some things are better left unsaid. I understand your intentions. Cindy is pregnant. She can't be stressed now. She's been coddled since childhood, unlike your tough exterior. So, ease off, will you?" I spat my coffee out in disbelief. Never had I felt so deeply how unreasonable this man was. It took me a moment to regain my voice. "Pardon me, but am I a rock? How tough can I be?" Mike stared blankly for a moment, then sighed. "Amy, I won't lie. Cindy is a rich girl who can boost my career, whereas you're just some ordinary, poor nobody. At first, I could tolerate you, but then you refused to have kids for health reasons." I gestured for him to continue. "You didn't want kids. So why didn't you say it from the start?" "I wanted to build a family, have my own children. Since you can't have any, why waste my time?" For a moment, my silence was deafening. I took a deep breath and slowly exhaled. Regaining my composure, I looked at him with a slight smile. "Sorry, deceitful man." I pulled out the documents from my bag and tossed them in his face. "Hearing you talk so much crap, I couldn't help but want to laugh. I said it was a health issue, but did I say whose health issue it was? This is the family doctor's diagnosis report. Take a look yourself, and don't be too upset, because you've already embarrassed yourself enough." The front page of the document had a large, eye-catching fertility assessment, explaining in detail the causes and symptoms of non-obstructive azoospermia, and its low cure rate. "You have a condition. It's a real medical condition, not a fake one. I kindly kept it from you, gave you an out. Yet, that became your excuse to cheat." The expression of the person opposite me froze instantly, like he was hit with a paralyzing spell. I looked at Mike and shook my head. "Is Cindy's kid even yours? Have you thought about that?" Next day, shock. Mike denies relationship with Cindy. Everything was orchestrated by Cindy herself. The father of the child becomes a mystery. Where is the love triangle between Mike, Amy, and Cindy heading? One hot topic after another, with the comments section on fire. Daniel and I exchanged a glance and awkwardly smiled. "They haven't figured out your identity yet, so it's still okay. But if this drama keeps trending, your cover will be blown." I hunched my shoulders, muttering quietly, "I don't want this either. I just want to get out of this mess for some peace. I don't think you can stay low-key any longer." Daniel took a sip of his coffee. "Just so you know, the show's producer, Sam, contacted me. We're meeting them later." Sam somehow confirmed my connection with M Group. "And since you're the only artist under me, he's getting eager. More villains trying to bring me down." I accidentally voiced my inner thoughts. He laughed dryly. "Not trying to bring you down. Though they don't know your identity, considering my ties with the group, they naturally want to butter you up. Come with me." "No way. I'd rather skip the socializing. That director is working on a promo with the group, and since you're M Group's princess, you need to secretly assess it." Daniel winked at me like a mischievous kid, and enjoy their apologies. Reluctantly, I cancelled my afternoon spa appointment and got into Daniel's new Aston Martin. "Isn't this a bit much? Showing up in a sports car just for a meal? They bullied my sister, so we need to outshine them." He got out of the car with imposing confidence, pulling me along. Inside the private room, the crew was already waiting. As soon as we opened the door, Director Sam rushed over, nodding and bowing towards Daniel. "Daniel, it's an honor. Please take a seat. You as well." Following him was the deputy director, who had been giving me a hard time. Though he also bowed his head, I sensed a clear disdain. I rolled my eyes. Daniel, you probably know why we're here. Sam forced a smile, scratching his head. I wasn't aware of everything that happened while I wasn't around. My deputy made some poor decisions, influenced by public opinion, and unilaterally terminated Amy's contract. I'm here with him to apologize. Sam nudged the deputy's arm, signaling him to apologize. The deputy's face paled as he reluctantly bowed deeply to Daniel, then sat down in shame. You're apologizing to the wrong person. You should be apologizing to Amy. Daniel raised his head slightly, giving him a sideways glance full of authority. Hearing that, the deputy's lips trembled. He unwillingly dragged his stiff body and bowed to me as well. Only then did Daniel look satisfied. But I noticed, unnoticed by others, the deputy glaring at me with hostility. Sam conjured up a new contract and respectfully handed it to Daniel. Daniel, we've drafted a new contract. We'd love for Amy to return to the show. To show our apology, we're planning to cast Amy in a major support role in an upcoming high-profile series, a character sure to gain fans. What do you think? Before he finished speaking, I shook my head vigorously and gave Daniel pleading looks. Please don't accept. He nodded, understanding my message. He squeezed my hand, then turned confidently. Fine, we'll take it. Dragging my suitcase back to the show, I felt a mix of emotions. The surrounding staff kept their distance, but their eyes were now filled with curiosity and intrigue. Just as I set down my suitcase, I locked eyes with Cindy. From what I knew, the mistress scandal led to many fans boycotting her, causing her to lose numerous endorsements. Mike's denial of their relationship also made her a laughingstock in the industry. Many companies, considering them for couple shows and endorsements, backed out. Given that A Day to Remember is the hottest show now, she wouldn't let it go for anything. It's odd the show didn't terminate her contract. As my thoughts drifted, I heard a familiar voice. Amy. Mike, carrying a fruit gift box in one hand and an iced coffee in the other, walked in with a beaming smile. Noticing Cindy in front of me, Mike's expression briefly held disdain, before he acted as if he didn't see her and headed straight towards me. Amy, you're here. My mouth twitched. Who are you? If my hippocampus isn't malfunctioning, we're divorced and on terrible terms. What's this about? He continued talking as if he hadn't heard me. I heard the show signed you back, so I got some Roman ruby grapes and Chilean pine berries to celebrate. Sorry, I only like watermelon. Oh, well, how about an iced Americano then? I remember you always drank that at home. I'm on my period, no iced drinks for me. I didn't mean anything else, just wanted to check in on you. Get lost. Mike was left speechless. Cindy, on the other hand, was clenching her fists tightly, glaring at Mike like she could see right through him. What's your deal? You don't answer my calls, and now you're making statements about having nothing to do with me. Say something. What kind of lies has Amy been feeding you? Are you really going to abandon the child I'm carrying? You heartless jerk. She slapped Mike hard, and a vein bulged at his temple instantly. He grabbed Cindy's arms back, eyes almost popping out of their sockets. What are you pretending for? I only made that statement online to save your face. Don't you know whose child you're carrying? You want me to clean up after someone else? Seriously, do you think I'm an idiot? Getting more agitated, he pushed Cindy hard. You shameless woman. Don't show up in front of me again. I feel sick just seeing you. Cindy, being pregnant and in a fragile state, couldn't handle the push. Falling to the ground, she immediately clutched her stomach in pain. Help, somebody help. It hurts so much. Her painful cries attracted the attention of the staff, but no one dared to approach. Soon, the assistant director pushed through the crowd, kneeling beside Cindy. Mike's hands were still frozen in the air when the assistant director locked eyes on him. What the hell did you do? Without waiting for an answer, he stood up and grabbed Mike's collar, shouting fiercely, if anything happens to Cindy, you're done for. Mike laughed coldly at the blatant provocation. Oh, it's you. His jaw tightened, and he threw a punch. Blood immediately appeared at the assistant director's mouth. Seeing the hatred in the assistant director's eyes, completely different from his usual demeanor, the onlookers began whispering, but quickly stopped as he glared at them. It made sense. So the baby's father is actually the assistant director. This blew up. Netizens unearthed that Cindy's 3 hit dramas were all directed by him, and also pieced together a timeline showing her trying to get Mike to take responsibility. Additionally, her past controversies with fake designer bags and counterfeit luxe items were further exposed. People began to realize her kind, rich girl persona was entirely fabricated by her company. The public was outraged, demanding she be banned from the industry. As for Mike, he ended up being sued for intentionally causing Cindy's miscarriage. Not only did he face jail time, but his Best Actor title was also revoked by the panel, and the name Mike instantly became synonymous with disgrace. Director Sam publicly announced the dismissal of the assistant director and adjusted the team, strictly preventing any further scandals. The production crew, recovering from the chaos, got back to shooting, with no one daring to talk about the incident anymore. Half a month later, the show A Day to Look Forward to finally ended. I could finally give myself a small break. Back in my long-lost penthouse, sitting on the swing on the balcony, I took a deep breath. It's just a pity that I'll soon start filming, and the next few months will be busy again. All because Daniel foolishly accepted Director Sam's invite last time. Otherwise, I'd already be sipping champagne on a cruise by now. Once this film wraps, I'm heading straight home. No more waiting. Immersed in my peaceful vibe, a news alert suddenly popped up on my phone. Holding my cup of coffee, I casually clicked on it. The picture showed a pale-looking Cindy lying in a hospital bed, with the assistant director next to her, his whole face red with anger. It was clear they were arguing. Maybe it was due to Cindy hiding her persona, or maybe he was doubting her sincerity. I shook my head, brushing it off. Swiping to the next article, a juicy headline caught my eye. A certain actress slept her way to the top, seducing an important M Group figure. So scandalous. Wait, dirt on our family's group. Frowning, I quickly scrolled down. To my shock, it was a picture with Sam taking Daniel and me out for dinner. When did I become my brother's mistress? How come I didn't get the memo? I was speechless, holding back my annoyance. I opened Facebook, and sure enough, there were thousands of messages demanding an explanation. The number of comments was doubling rapidly. Recalling the malicious look from the assistant director that day, I suddenly understood. Looks like he won't rest till I'm finished. A meeting to talk it out, Daniel suggested, massaging his temples. Taking down the gossip is best, but we need to ensure he stops the threats. Thinking back to the news photo on my phone, I smirked silently. The assistant director really is devoted to Cindy, huh? Despite all their fights, he still helps her against me. They must be truly in love. All right then, set up the meeting. I'll deal with him. Entering the cafe, the bell chimed softly. Last time it was Scumbag Mike. Now I have to see the assistant director. This cafe must be bad luck for me. I should avoid it in the future. I waited for almost half an hour before the assistant director finally appeared at the door. Wearing a baseball cap that covered most of his face, he sat down with a smug chuckle. So, what's this about? What we need to talk about should be obvious. Trying to bribe me, or beg for mercy. Hearing this, I frowned, looked up at him directly, and said, sorry, neither of these options is something I would consider. I took out an envelope and pushed it towards him. Here are the records of you contacting those marketing accounts. Solid evidence. Normally, I could sue you for defamation. Seeing the panic flash in his eyes for a split second, I smirked. So understand this. I didn't come here to bribe you or beg you. I came to threaten, warn, and shake you up. With a determined look in my eyes, his aura weakened instantly, but he quickly regained his composure and that smug attitude. Am I supposed to be afraid you'll sue me? If you were truly innocent, you would have gone to the court long before now. Why wait? He crossed his legs arrogantly. I saw it clearly at the dinner that night. Daniel, a key member of M Group, contacted the director just for you. And you are his only artist. You two were so cozy like no one else was around. It was disgusting. I can't stand gold diggers, or women like you who are willing to do anything to climb up the ranks. I laughed out of anger. So you condemned me based on your malicious assumptions. Did you investigate the facts? Do you have a complete logical chain? Do you have solid evidence? Or do you just want to drag me down? The assistant director was momentarily speechless. Not suing you was my attempt to resolve this privately, but it seems you're bent on fighting me, huh? Stop pretending. The man showed signs of rage, slamming his hand on the table. Even if you sue me, that scandal will ruin you. You'll be done. I took back the envelope, stuffed it into my bag, and stood up, smoothing the creases on my dress. I looked him in the eye. I hope you won't regret your decision today. Provoked, the assistant director decided to strike first. He posted a 5-minute recording of the dinner on his own Facebook account, instantly sparking the interest of gossip-hungry netizens. Should we apologize to our Amy? Hell no, it's our Amy. The fragmented recording made it seem like a sugar daddy defending his lover, leading people's minds to wander. Some online followers were convinced I had traded my body for resources in the entertainment industry, claiming it was all a chaotic mess, and implying there wasn't a single clean person involved. I had to admit, the assistant director was good at manipulating public opinion, making this online bullying even worse than before. Stop looking at that. Daniel, passing by, forcibly took the phone from my hand. It will make you feel worse. I'm actually feeling quite fine now. I shrugged at him, signaling not to worry. We've prepared for the press conference, inviting hundreds of media outlets. Okay, are you sure about this? Let's do it. I nodded confidently, giving him a reassuring look. No matter what, I couldn't let my family be humiliated. At the press conference venue, all cameras were focused on the entrance. I straightened my back, held Daniel's arm, and walked in amidst the flashing cameras. As I walked towards the podium, I noticed Cindy and the assistant director sitting in the corner on my right. Of course they came. They wanted to see me fail. Daniel and I took our seats, with cameras clicking furiously. It felt like they wanted to capture our every move. Daniel cleared his throat, ready to speak. The venue fell silent immediately. Hello everyone, I'm Daniel, the third shareholder of M Group. His voice was clear yet steady, resonating throughout the venue and making people feel an odd pressure. There are some rumors spreading online recently that I want to address. Amy has worked diligently in the entertainment industry, but unfortunately trusted the wrong people. She was deeply hurt by a scumbag and his mistress. Then she was maliciously slandered by the mistress's followers. This is extremely unfair. The slanderers secretly recorded, edited audio, and distorted the truth, which makes us very angry. So, we decided to hold this press conference for clarification. Since everyone is curious about my relationship with Amy, I need to formally introduce her. Amy is... He paused for a few seconds. The media, including Cindy and the assistant director in the corner, all had expressions expecting him to deny any physical relationship, claiming pure love. My biological sister, the heiress of M Group. The room fell into stunned silence, only for the closing breath to linger. Then, a few seconds later, a thunderous explosion of gasps shook the ceiling, followed by an eruption of camera clicks and interview requests. Are you really the heiress of M Group? Can you say something? Over here. Why have you hidden your identity in the entertainment industry? I stood up and scanned the room. I smiled lightly at the two in the corner, whose jaws had dropped in shock, then bowed politely. Yes, hello everyone. I'm the second shareholder of M Group. With the evidence we presented at the press conference, the truth finally came out, including Cindy and the assistant director's collusion to suppress me, their malicious breach of contract, and his deliberate defamation through media. After presenting all the evidence, I privately sent the assistant director a special gift, photos of Cindy meeting with her sugar daddy. She came from an ordinary company, but had such a smooth road in the industry, there's no way she could have done it without support behind the scenes. So, I got more cautious and secretly looked into her past comings and goings. Sure enough, I found out she had a sugar daddy backing her. The assistant director was just a stepping stone in her acting career, blindly used by her. Who the father of the child in her belly was, only she knew. Half a month later, we took the assistant director to court. Cindy was blacklisted from the entertainment industry. With that settled, I could focus on finishing my role in the film smoothly. One day after returning home, I got a call from the detention center. The officer on the other end told me that someone inside was making a fuss to see me, saying they had something to tell me. Daniel's car parked securely at the detention center entrance. Dressed in black and wearing high heels, I got out of the car calmly. A guard politely greeted me and escorted me to Mike. The man no longer looked as elegant as before. His face had lost its luster, and his stubbly beard and eyebrow looked like that of a wild man. Amy, he leaned his arm on the table, trying to get closer to me. I couldn't help but frown. Speak up, what do you want? I heard them say you're the heiress of M Group. Why didn't you ever tell me? Oh, if I had told you, would you not have cheated on me with Cindy? I really appreciate that. That's not what I meant. Mike ran his hands through his hair, crying in frustration. Amy, only you in the world would still be good to me. I really love you. I know you love me too. We should be happy together. It was Cindy who seduced me and led me astray. Help me. I know you can. If you get me out, we can be together like nothing happened, okay? I almost wanted to throw up, but held back my disgust. With which eye did you see that I still love you? Stop acting. Just as I was about to stand up, he got agitated. Please, just let me out, okay? At least for the sake of our marriage, give me a break. His desperate and pitiful look made me think, if it weren't for the setting, I'd call him a great actor. I turned slightly, crossed my arms, and stared straight at him. Legally, emotionally, morally, I have no reason to help you. If you called me here for this disgusting performance, I'm sorry. I don't have time for it. Mike stared at me in a daze, his lips trembling, unable to say anything. I averted my eyes and politely told the guard next to me, no matter what he does in the future, don't call me again. Thanks. Didn't he bring all this on himself? After walking out the big iron gate of the detention center, I finally felt relieved. The sky was clear, the breeze gentle, and not far away, Daniel was waiting for me. Come on, Amy, he waved. Your new show is trending. So suddenly, I covered my mouth and chuckled. Daniel pinched my cheek and smiled. Well, do you want to stay in the entertainment industry, or go home and plan a world tour? Leaning against the car window, I looked at the fading road behind us and suddenly made a decision. After all, I can't just rely on my family forever. Watch out, entertainment industry, I'm coming back.